Ismun, fi'lun, and harf. Say ismun,
اسم
fi'lun,
فعل
harf.
حرف.
Okay, very good. Now let's do examples of the two subcategories of ismun. Ismun has two subcategories. The first one is definite nouns. What's the first one?
Definite
Definite nouns. Can you guess what the second one will be? Indefinite nouns, right. So the first one is definite nouns. Simply put, a definite noun refers to something specific, something that we know of. And I want you guys not to learn the terminology that we're going to do on the next slide. You can learn it for your own benefit. Okay? But what I want you to be able to do is extract whether something is definite or indefinite based on the context. By asking the question, who is doing it? Right? Is there something specific? Is the object specific? And we'll see examples inshallah. So, Zaid. Zaid is the name of a particular person. It's a specific person. Is Zaid definite or indefinite? Right. The question is, if I use Zaid in a sentence, can I point out that Zaid, I know Zaid? That's the question. Or I know who the person is referring to. So Zaid went to the shop. Can I answer the question, who is going to the shop?
Yeah.
Okay, if I can answer that question, who is going to the shop, then that who is definite. If I say, a man went to the shop, and I ask you, is that man definite or indefinite? It's indefinite because I cannot say which man went to the shop. Okay, Makkah. Makkah is the name of a specific city. Is Makkah definite or indefinite? Definite. Again, ask the question, if Makkah is used in a sentence, can I pinpoint Makkah? Okay? Al-Rajulu, the man. Which man went to the shop? The man. And it's implied that the listener knows which man you're talking about. Okay? In other words, he's been previously referred to, or he's been previously described, or attributed with certain qualities that make you identify. Okay, so again, the key that I want you to walk out with is being able to extract who, what, or where, or why, etc. Well, specifically to nouns in this case. Ask those questions in the sentences. If you can pinpoint who has done it, or what is doing it, or who it belongs to, then that thing is definite. Okay, we're gonna get through a lot of examples of definite nouns, inshallah. Now, then there's an indefinite category. An indefinite category refers to anything that is general. It's not specific. I can't pinpoint exactly who has done it. Rajulun, right? Rajulun tayyibun, a good man. Right. Yeah, kullu rajulun tayyibun, a good man is eating. Can I say which good man? No. So is that good man specific? Is that good man known? Is it definite? It's not definite because I cannot answer exactly who. Okay, if we're going too fast, stop me. Okay, pause, ask questions, engage. Right? Tayyibun, there again. Not referring to any particular good thing. Okay, it's just any good thing. Now, we're going to look at examples of definite nouns. Again, from the context. A proper noun is something that we identify with its name. For example, Hamidun, Muhammadun, Makkah, Iraq. All of these are definite nouns. They are names of specific things, names of specific countries, names of places, etc. Okay? And these in the English language would be referred to as proper nouns. For the Arabic, it's known as Ismul Alam. Okay? But again, you don't need to know these subcategories in detail. I just want you to be able to extract it. Okay? Can you answer the question? Again, Zayd, Muhammad, Makkah, Iraq, all of them. Can you extract that we are referring to a specific place? If you can, then that place becomes definite. That name becomes definite. Okay. Ismul Dhamir. He is going to the shop. Is that he definite or indefinite? He. It's definite. Because if I ask you who's going to the shop, what will you say? He is going. Okay. But it's one of those types in which a person has previously been referred to. You use he and she after you've previously referred to. For example, we say Zayd has gone to the shop. He is buying milk. Understand? Contextually? Okay? So again, he is one of those things that we use after having previously defined the person or the thing. Okay, he, she, it. But it's definite because we can answer the question. Who has gone to the shop? He. Okay, it's implied that the listener knows who I'm referring to because of previously having described him. But he, she, it, I is all definite. He falls in the same category as I. Okay? Right, all of these are pronouns. Ismul ishara. This file is black. This, even if I don't say this file, if I say this is black, can you tell me what is black?
Yeah, the file.
Right. So is this thing definite or indefinite?
Definite.
And again, is this I'm using, is the this definite or indefinite? It's definite because again, it's referring, that's the key question we must answer. Are we referring to a specific thing? So always ask that question. This is black. Can you tell me what this is? Can you tell me what this is? It's black, yes. And can you tell me what it is? Is it a specific thing? Yes, it's a specific thing. So you can answer the question, and because you can answer the question, it is definite. Okay, any questions? Okay, so he, she, it, I, they, all of those are definite. This and that, it's definite. Because when I refer to this thing, you know what I'm talking about. Right? When I refer to that man, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and those are technically ismul ishara or asma'ul ishara, demonstrative pronouns. Now, this, most likely this as well, and this, these are again things that we use once having referred to them. So if I say, he who is doing this, or the man who has gone to Makkah, okay, who or whom, all of these are also definite. Okay, I can't think of any really. Again, let's use examples from the Quran actually for this one. الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. الَّذِينَ is the plural of الَّذِي. Okay? And I think in the English language we just use who, right? For the plural as well. So, the verse before that. What's the verse before that? فِيهِ يُدَلِّ الْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ. Right. Is that the first part? Yes, sorry. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. Okay? وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. فِيهِ يُدَلِّ. Yes, there we go. فِيهِ, in it, هُدَلِّ الْمُتَّقِينَ is guidance for who? Al-Muttaqeen. Then we say الَّذِينَ. What do we say? الَّذِينَ. And الَّذِينَ means who? So the Quran then goes on to describe al-muttaqeen. Okay? الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ. They establish the prayer. But this الَّذِينَ, is it definite or indefinite? It's definite because we are describing a specific group, a specific people. Okay? So this is what I'd like you to be able to do. Extract whether something is definite or indefinite based on the context. Okay? And relating to your use of the English language as well. Okay. Ya rajulu. Everybody say?
Ya rajulu.
Ya rajulu.
Ya rajulu.
Ya rajulu.
Ya rajulu.
Oh man. Now when I address the young man over here, Ya rajul, right? I'm addressing a specific person. Okay. And ya is used when you address somebody. Okay? Ya ayyuhan nas, referring to mankind. Can you extract who this is referring to? Mankind. All of mankind. Okay. Again, answer the question. Can I answer who is doing what or who is being referred to? Ya rajulu. Oh man. I'm referring to a specific man. I address him. That man becomes definite because we can extract who the man who is being referred to. Okay. Al-mu'arraf billah. And here's a simple case of how things are definite. This is just the simple the. This is the simple the. So something is indefinite in the English language, it becomes definite when we append the definite article, and the definite article is the. I should have chalk. So, we will have, for example, farasun. What's the meaning of farasun? A horse. Everybody? Farasun, say? Farasun. Okay? What does farasun mean? A horse. Okay, it's one of the words for a horse. The moment I append lam al-ta'rif, okay, lam that makes things definite, it will be recited as al-farasu. How will it be recited as? Al-farasu. Okay, so farasun means a horse, al-farasu means, what does it mean? It means the horse. Okay, and this is a simple way of making things definite. The rest I want you to be able to explain from the context. Right? The man that's being referred to, the specific name, who, they, I, you, etc. Okay? And of course, oh man, oh boy as well. Then al-farasu. For example, qamarun. Qamarun means a moon. Right? Al-qamaru means the moon. Okay. Ghurfatun means a room. Al-ghurfatu means, what does it mean? The room. Okay. Is the room definite or indefinite? Definite. Right. And then the last thing is al-mudafu ila ma'rifah. The last one is something that is related to any of the stuff that we've just mentioned. Okay. What do I mean by related? This book. This book. When I say this book, is it definite or indefinite? Definite. Right. هذا الكتاب. This kitab, definite or indefinite? Definite. Okay. Kitab or Imad? The book of Imad. Can I answer whose book it is? Yes. And that's the last case. Oh, we use the same example. Kitab Zayd. Okay. Zayd's book. Kitab hada, the book of this. But I refer to something. And the book of this, meaning the book of him. Okay. Kitab Rajul, the book of the man. So what are we referring to here? We are talking about the book, and we're trying to answer the question whether the book is definite or indefinite. Can I say whose book it is? Yes. Okay, if I give it a definite descriptive noun, I can also speak about which book you're referring to, the book that was laying on the floor. Can you tell me which book I'm talking about? Yes, the book that was laying on the floor. Okay, so those are the broad categories. We looked at ismun, which means a what?
Noun.
What?
Noun.
A noun. It's something that has an independent meaning, right? It doesn't require other words to establish its meaning. I'm not talking about the description, I'm just talking about the reference. Okay, a fi'lun is something that indicates, it's a verb, right? And most importantly, verb as tense. Nouns do not. It's independent of tense. And harf means? It's a connector or particle, right? Its meaning is only understood when there's a verb and a noun present. Okay. Then in nouns we have two broad categories. What are those two broad categories? Definite nouns and indefinite nouns. How do you tell the definite nouns? There are 7 different types, right? There's 7 types, but you tell whether it's definite or indefinite based on its context. Okay, ask those questions that we described here. Who does it belong to? Can I specifically say what file we're talking about, what man we're talking about, etc. Now, what's the other category of nouns? Indefinite nouns. Nakira. Now, there are just 2 broad, there are some other categories, but for this course we'll only deal with 2 broad categories. We looked at 7 different types of definite nouns, and there are 2 main types of indefinite nouns. Okay? Firstly, any noun not mentioned in the aforementioned categories would be an indefinite noun. Okay? And there are 2 main categories. These 2 main categories are ismu dhat, say?
Ismu dhat.
Okay, I expect you to know that terminology. Ismu dhat, I expect you to know ismun fi'lun and harf in Arabic. I expect you to know ismu dhat in Arabic. Okay? Not the rest of the 7 types. Ismu al-alam, ismu al-ishara, mawsul, etc. Ismu dhat denotes the being of something. Okay? It denotes the being of something. For example, boy, table, man, window, all of these are denoting the being of something. Okay? But big, the word big, right? It doesn't denote the being of something, right? It denotes the quality of something. So that doesn't fall in this category. So when I say the big window, the first part is big, which is an adjective. The second part is window. Which one denotes the being or the existence? Window, because you're referring to a specific thing, or just a thing. Okay. For example, insanun, a man, farasun, a horse, and hajarun, which is a stone. Okay. Then when you describe them, you get something called ismu sifa. So what's the first category? Ismu. What's the first category? First category. Ismu that. Everybody? Again? Again? Okay. What does it do? It denotes the being of something, the existence of something. A man, a table, a horse. Right. But a big, what? Doesn't say anything. Big, small, wide, angry, happy. All of those are ismu sifa. What is it? Ismu sifa. It describes the quality, describes the attributes. Okay? Simply put, you can say ismu sifa is a descriptive noun or an adjective. For example, qabihun. Everybody say? Qabihun. Say? Qabihun. Okay, what does qabih mean?
Ugly.
What does qabih mean?
Ugly.
I don't hear anybody? Ugly. Okay. What does hasanun mean? Beautiful. Okay, that's one of the meanings of hasan. Now, before we answer this, you can take down these notes that I will briefly speak about, and you will notice two things. We're going to go into more detail with it in the next part of the lesson. Is that nouns either have tanween, okay? Nouns generally have tanween or they have al. Okay. Nouns have tanween or they have al. Okay. I'm not talking about definite, indefinite, I'm just talking about nouns in general. Nouns generally have tanween or they have al. They usually have tanween at the beginning or they usually have al at the beginning or they have tanween at the end. One of the two. Right? They can't have both. So those are nouns generally. So abun means a father. Is that a noun or a verb or a particle? It's a noun, right? So abun is a noun. Okay, it refers to a father. Is it ismu that or ismu sifa?
That.
What does ismu that mean? That denotes the being of something. So a father, ismu that or ismu sifa? Is it the being or is it the? It's the being, right? It refers to the existence of a father. It didn't describe the father, because you must remember indefinite nouns only has the being or the adjective. With me? Okay? Everybody fine? Okay? Ismu that means something that denotes the being. Okay, shajaratun, is this a noun?
It's a noun.
Can you guess what it means?
Tree.
It means a tree. Right. So, shajaratun, you can see the tanween at the end. Okay, verbs do not have this. These are only nouns. Nouns will have an, in, or un. Tanween at the end. This an, in, or un. Shajaratun is a noun. Let's leave ila for now, but ila you can actually answer because you've seen it before. What does it mean? Min al bayti ila al masjid al haram. What does ila mean? To. What is it? A particle, an ism, or a fi'al? It's a particle or harf, right? It's a connector. It completes the sentence. Now yadhabu, he has no tanween and he has no al. There's no tanween and he has no al. Its probable category is what? A verb, right? Fi'al. It means present tense, he is going. Fataha. No al, no tanween. It is most likely a verb. The reason I'm using most likely is because sometimes you get nouns that do not have tanween and do not have al. But those are rare cases. Those are like proper nouns, like Fatimatu, right? Talhatu. Okay, so fataha. Fataha means he opened or to open. Okay, so fataha means he opened, and that is a verb or a noun? It's a verb. Okay. Bintun. It's a noun, right? Al-baqaru. Al-baqaru. It's a noun. Fi. It's a connector, right? Ainabun. Ainabun. Everybody sure? Okay. Ma'a. It's a connector. Now, there's something you'll notice that connectors, they usually have two, sometimes three, and In some cases they have 4 words, like, okay, no, only 3, like mundu, yes, only 3. Okay, and they are relatively shorter than the others. Al-baytu,
No.
al-baytu,
No.
noun, right. Al-islamu, what is this?
No.
It's a noun, right? It's the name of a religion or a way of life, or well, you can go into a whole lot of meanings for that. Shurtiyun,
No.
noun. Okay. Kharaja, no al, no tanween, right? Okay. And there's about 17 connectors in the Arabic language, which we can actually all learn a little bit later on, and then you'll know anything besides those connectors or in either of the 2 categories, and you can isolate the nouns based on al and tanween. Okay, there's other things into more detail as to how you can identify them, but we just want to establish the basics here. Ka, connector. It means like or similar to, right? Kabaitin kabirin, like a big house. And yamliku, it's a verb, right? And you're going to pick up how we denote present tense verbs. They mainly start with ya. Okay. Huwa, quickly. He, it's a noun, right? He. Muhadirun, ism, it means a lecturer. Min, it's a particle, right? It means from. It's a connector. Okay. Daraba, what's it? Verb. Kataba, verb. Okay. La'ibun, are you okay?
Yeah.
Please. Okay. Mundu, means since. It's a connector. Harf, yes. Since. Okay. Since 5 years ago. Okay. Sikinun, a noun. Muhandisun, noun. Antum, you. You. Connectors aren't longer than 3 letters. That's another thing. I'm not going into much detail about those things because you won't work much with connectors now. You'll learn about all the connectors in the entire language. It's a noun, yes. You. Like the same like he and I. All of these are pronouns. Right? He, they, I, you. Right, and that's you plural, you all. Antum. Ala means on. It's a connector. Right. Malikun, it's a noun.